And so this is how our show actually starts here, is with you fluttering around your chair trying to figure.
Oh wait, no, you like introduce me and then I just go.
But it looks like you're just ahead. That white shirt against that background keeps disappearing. So your head either disappears or the shirt disappears. Are you wearing pajama pants?
Yeah. Are you wearing pants?
No.
So.
No. But this is how the show started. So.
Oh, we're starting?
I started recording a few minutes ago. What's going on, man?
Not much. I finally got a light.
Oh, the people can see you now.
No more Mr. Shadow.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you're
certain seafood guy.
Shadowy.
Pointing out.
It's like if I was trying to use a filter and be like, remove shadows, it would just take you away. We wouldn't see you in the picture at all.
Wow.
All right, let's see here. So, man, last week's Fury FC 43 went down. You did not get to come to this show, right?
No, I did not.
I feel like you didn't even want to come to this show. But Nico Echeverry took on Edwilson Freitas for the Fury FC 155 title. Nico won that fight, man, unanimous decision, and Nico is on quite a roll here. 9
he's pretty good. Some pretty good wins.
Yeah, he's 9-3 now, and he's really only lost one fight. You know, he lost that Jason Solis fight early on.
Mm-hmm.
But the Gleedson Kudus fight, and I was there. I was standing on the cage for that one, and it was not a good decision. And then obviously,
and then I think that one he lost against Victor Martinez, wasn't that kind of like he got dropped and then popped right back up, but the ref stopped it?
Yeah, he dropped. You know, he did get dropped. He hit the ground, and by the time the ref got in the middle of them, it was already the ref had already called it, even though Nico was fine. He was standing before the ref could get in there and wave it off. Like Nico was already standing on his feet. So it was a really, really poor decision for that stoppage. I'm really not sure what the ref was thinking there. Like, that was a pretty terrible stoppage. But 9-3 now for Nico, 155 titles. So he's got that title he was looking for. Good record. You know, he signed with Jason House and those guys over at Iridium. So, you know, you're looking, they've got 90 plus guys in the UFC. I would expect to see Nico either a short notice call up, maybe defend the belt one more time. I don't think he has to, though. You know, I think
I could see maybe doing the Contender Series whenever they come around. But I probably want to stay active in between them.
Yeah, I don't know if they would make him wait that long. Of course, you know, there's that big purge going on right now where they're cutting a bunch of guys in the UFC.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say whether or not he would or not. I don't know. But, you know, shout out to Nico, man. Great job over there. That's ACS, American Combative Systems, my guy, Drew. They, I think that's their first pro title in that group. Bunch of amateur titles, but I think it's their first pro. And it's awesome to see that it's Nico. I mean, Nico's been around for such a long time.
Yeah. Really nice guy. Great dad jokes on his Facebook.
I tried to give him a new nickname. Did you watch the last interview we did with him?
No. What did you come up with?
Thank you for supporting. The real Dungeon Master. Huh?
Dungeon Master?
The real Dungeon Master. Huh?
The real Dungeon Master?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he actually?
Everywhere. Yeah, he plays D&D. I'm assuming. I know. Just looking at him. No, I'm pretty sure he does. Probably got some magic cards.
That's like the whole post ACS like cool down.
Right.
And some D&D.
Play some D&D. Break out the magic cards. Drew stares at the cards like he doesn't know what's happening. Ogre want to eat. You know, like he doesn't know what's happening.
I can see him motivating you before each roll.
Oh yeah. Drew. Yeah. You got this. Hey, keep that wrist solid, man. He's a very underrated coach, man. They put together quite a team over the past decade out there. So Shout out to those guys, American Combat System. Congratulations, Nico. I'm sure we'll see Edmondson back here pretty soon again. Co-main event, Sean Solis taking on Jonathan J. Boy Davis. I don't know if it's a surprise, but I was kind of surprised at the ability of Sean Solis to really control this fight in the second and third rounds.
I know his last couple of fights, he's been more trying to stand with everyone, trying to counterpunch and knock people out.
Right.
And in his amateur career, he's been mostly just forward pressure, taking everyone down, controlling the fight. And I felt like in order for him to beat Jonathan Davis, he had to go back to that. And it seems like he did.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The first round, I would give the J-Boy. I think Jonathan used good distance and was able to set up some shots here and there. And, but he was also very willing to engage in the grappling with Sean, which Sean really just put that forward pressure, walked forward, cut the cage off, set up his takedowns, and just he didn't do a lot of damage on bottom. And there was really no submission threat, but the control and the pressure and just the constant grind on Jonathan was there. Like, there was no reason for the ref to stand it up. Like, it wasn't like Sean was inactive. He was very much passing the guard, getting to a new position, throwing just enough here and there. But it was more frustrating to see how Jonathan Davis was just not able to get up from some of these positions. And I think that may be, I think that's one of the last, I won't say the last things, everyone's always improving, but it's one of the things that he definitely needs to work on in his career is his just getting up from the bottom, because he was a high school wrestler too, right?
Yeah.
I think his striking looked good. He did seem a little off, like he was throwing just single shots. And
I think he was just afraid of takedowns.
I don't know if he was afraid of the takedowns or that he's been so successful throwing kind of that single shot pattern, like the Brandon Pates and those guys that he's defeated. Sean Solis is just that he's the next step up of fighter. I think when you look at the group of fighter, I think you've got the Jacob Solis and the CJ Vergara, kind of that top level 125ers in the state. And then it drops off to the Sean Solis's, the Christian Liras. I would put Jonathan Davis now in that mix with those guys as well, where you have these grinders who can beat anybody on most nights, and you can't throw just single shots. Like single shots at a Sean Solis, he's gonna get a takedown. Like he's gonna get on there. You've got to throw combos. I don't know if he just wasn't comfortable. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was the threat of the takedown. But hats off, man, to Sean Solis. Goes to 5-3, and I think he puts his name back in the mix for. I think he might need one more victory before he would take on Vergara or Silva. I think that's the next matchup you'll see for the title, unless Jacob gets a call up. He's not signed with the UFC at this moment, so unless he gets a call up, which is very possible with his style, they could very well call him up because he's exciting. I think you'll see Solis take on the winner of Vergara and Silva, which we'll probably try to get done pretty soon here. Cool. Shane Sobnoski took on Justin Vargas. Have you seen Shane Sobnoski fight before?
I think I saw when he beat Tyson.
Right.
I saw that, but I didn't really know much about him. I've heard of his name here and there. But
when he beat Tyson, it seemed like he was a grinder.
Yeah.
Like he just now, but in this fight, he looked like 185-pound Dominic Cruz, man. Like footwork. Yeah, he was doing the Dillashaw, the Cruz footwork, shuffling, moving in and out, leading with the head, popping in for the jab. I don't recall seeing him fight that way before, but super effective. He did a great job. He really kept Justin Vargas kind of guessing. And not only, it wasn't just guessing, but he was keeping Justin from being able to really settle into shots. So the entire fight was Sobnoski coming in and out and then landing takedowns. That was the beautiful part of it. He was able to land some takedowns through the chaining, and it's very much like Dominic Cruz does. He gets in there and you get settled into this wild style and these random jabs and head movements, and then next thing you know, the guy's dropped in on a double. And Sobnoski really he looked great. I was really surprised at how well his cardio held up too, man. 185 pounds to keep that type of movement. He never stopped moving. Feet never stopped
Especially at the
moving.
amateur level, you don't really see that kind of cardio.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, now he goes to 4-2 as a pro. And I think you're looking at, I mean, very well possibly could be in the mix for a 185-pound title shot here at Fury. He's already taken out Tyson Williams, is probably the scariest 185er. And now he's taking out Justin Vargas, who's a hell of a fighter as well. I want to say Vargas has fought in Bellator, and he's had some good fights. Justin Vargas fought in Bellator, and he's obviously fought in Fury for a couple times. So very cool there from Shane Sobnoski, man. I really wasn't expecting that. Also in the card, Carlos Calderon defeated Eduardo Anaya. Carlos Calderon may be the guy I was most impressed with all night. His control and his back control specifically of Eduardo Anaya was beautiful. Beautiful.
Now, I thought this was at 45, and Eduardo typically fights at 35. He's even fought at 25. Like, did he look undersized here, or
a little? Yeah, he looked like the power. He couldn't keep up with the power. Now I say that Calderon did not want to stand at all. Like he spent no time trying to stand with Anaya. And the few exchanges he did try to stand with him, Anaya clipped him a couple times, and you could see that Carlos did not like that and was having to go into the hold on mode. But once he was able to grab a hold of Eduardo, it was almost like he was getting to the back, man. There was nothing you could do. He was getting to the back, and hats off to Eduardo for fighting through a ton of submissions. But the back control from Carlos Calderon was really, really impressive. He was constantly able to get there. So let's see, that leads us to Paris Moran and Jonathan Enriquez, 125-pound matchup. I can't say
I'm surprised Paris dropped down to 125, because he's been pretty much a 135 for his whole career, was the bantamweight champ.
Yeah. I think like a lot of amateurs, you kind of figure out that most of the guys will drop down a weight class coming from Amy. And I want to say in the Francisco Abando fight is one that he lost. And I think he probably felt the size difference there.
Francisco's typically fights at flyweight, but he's a big flyweight.
He's a big flyweight, but Paris looked good at 125. It was a combination of things. Jonathan Enriquez looked terrible, which that was the first thing I told you. I was like, he doesn't look like the guy I've seen. We've had two guys fight him, yourself and Joseph, and he didn't look like that guy. That guy, I was like, this guy's a good grappler. We got to be careful, watch for the takedown. But he was competent standing on his feet. This guy, every punch, kick that Moran threw, he was like waving, like this was his defense. And he grabbed the cage and like wait to take a shot. It was really, I don't know. It was weird, man. It was so weird. But also with that, I was a little disappointed in Paris Moran, which is hard to say when you're talking about a guy who won a clear-cut dominating decision. Like, it was not close. There was at no point was Paris Moran in any type of trouble.
Did you expect him to put him away?
Yes. Yeah, I did. I really expected to pair.
Or was it just hard to put away Enriquez?
I think it's a combination of that. I think it's because now Enriquez's face was all marked up. He clearly landed a ton of stuff on him. A mic off the table? That's going to sound good when we go to edit. I don't think at any point did Moran really try to finish him. I think Moran was comfortable just getting in there, striking as much as he could. He threw all kind of stuff at him, but I never felt like he was trying to finish him.
Could be that he was just trying to just get time in the
very well could be.
Because I mean, it's only his pro fight.
Yeah, third pro fight, and how long have everybody been out now? I mean, since early March. So, I don't I'm not knocking Paris at all. I felt like that was a fight he could have finished. I felt like that was a fight he probably should have finished. Um, it'd be interesting to see where he goes with his pro career at 25. He was a very successful bantamweight. I don't think he lost as an amateur, right?
No,
I think he was. I think he was an undefeated amateur.
Yeah, he was undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, some good wins. I mean, Josh Walker and those guys. He's got some tough victories in there. So, 125 looked good though. He looked good at 25. Cardio held up. I think we'll see a more aggressive version of him the next time out. So that takes us to our amateurs. 4 amateur titles are on the line. And
a lot of titles.
Yes, a lot of titles, man. First off, Michael Aswell defeated Jake Lira. A fun fight. It was a short fight. The fight was only about a minute and a half long. Aswell came out, flurry of punches, hurt Lira right away. Lira threw back. He defended himself and actually caught Michael, and he dropped him to a knee at one point. But it wasn't enough to like knock him down. Like, he basically caught him, hit him to a knee, popped right back up, started throwing punches again. It was a good performance from Aswell. He just really overwhelmed Lira. Like, Lira was just overwhelmed. Now, to be fair, this was Jake's second fight. Second fight totally, and he's fighting for a title fight against a guy with 5 or 6 fights already, who's already the champion. So, and he took this fight on extremely short notice. I want to say he took it on like a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't recall if it was even that much, somewhere in that range. And, hats off to Lira for getting in there. It's not easy to step up on those late notice fights in the first place. I think a good future for him remains. Michael Aswell, now he goes to 5-1 as an AMI. From what I understand, they are in no hurry to have him go pro. They want him to. He's 20 years old, and they want him to have like a long pro career, which I'm not sure. I mean, a long amateur career, which I'm not sure if I agree with that.
I don't really. It's not really a whole lot of AMI featherweights. I feel like
no,
really.
I mean, yeah. I mean. Look, the kid trains out of Metro with Solis, so Solis knows exactly what he's doing. Whether the kid takes 3 amateur fights or the kid takes 100 amateur fights, I would not doubt whatever plan Solis puts into place. That man has forgotten more about MMA than most people will ever even know. But maybe it's just he's looking for some more challenges for him, and he wants him to be a successful. Kid's got everything. He's got the talent. He's got the look. He talks really well. I have not seen his ground game much. Have you seen him much on the ground, or?
No, I haven't seen too much. Yeah, mostly just see him on his feet.
Yeah. So I don't know, but hats off to Aswell. I don't know who's going to beat him at 45. Maybe we do need a grappler type guy to really see what.
His only loss was to Max Amos.
That was his first fight, I think.
Yeah, that was his first fight.
Yeah, and Max was a very well-rounded. Yeah, he's a monster, and I remember that fight. Aswell got out of a lot of submissions, and I think it was a rear naked choke finally that he was able to get him with. So we'll see. We'll see where the Michael Aswell goes. Let me see. My default speaker has changed. What? I don't even have my AirPods up here. What is it talking about? I hate this system. Can I still hear you?
Yes. Or I can hear you.
Nope. You
can't hear me?
I just lost you. What kind of... I'm going to pause this. Hang on. All right, I'm back.
Yay.
That was dumb. I switched over to my AirPods. I don't even know where they're at.
One of your dogs ate them?
Probably. The FFC lightweight amateur championship was being defended by Zach Lowry as he took on Taylor Hickman. These two guys, I've watched them fight twice, and I don't want to see it again. And that's not a knock on either guys, but their skill sets are so similar that it's like 2 walls running into each other and just canceling each other out. Like, they literally have the same skill set. They're both very good grapplers. I think
both very strong guys too.
Dude, very, very strong. And especially for 2 guys who, if you look at them, Lowry looks shorter, stockier. Taylor's taller, got a little bit more muscly look to him. but he ain't out muscling Zach Lowry. Zach Lowry's in there muscling him around. You know, there's very little striking in these exchanges with these guys, except Lowry kept throwing this like Sparta 300 kick straight and I don't know how many times
old Gracie like front kick.
Yeah, I don't know how many times he kicked Taylor right in the face. And I
was, he kicked him in the face.
You
got him in the face.
In the face with it.
I have a hard time trying to get my foot up in people's faces.
Every time it land, I'd hear my favorite guy on the side, Victor, go, "Yeah, doggy." He didn't see that one. Shout out to Victor Poses, man. It was great, but I don't need to see it again. I think Zach won the split decision the first time, and this time it was a draw. And I don't know. I probably would have leaned towards Zach. I thought he controlled a little bit more. But I'm not mad with a draw. I wouldn't be mad if they had said Taylor won. It was just that close of a fight. They're just so well matched that I don't think it's not that it's not entertaining. If you're a grappler, you're like, oh, this is cool. There's some good exchanges here and there.
But you like to see someone else get into the mix.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see Zach defend his title against somebody else. I'm not sure who that is just yet. I don't know who the 155-pound amateurs floating around are there.
Taylor's already had 7 Amy fights.
Yeah, he's already had 7. I wouldn't foresee him staying amateur too much longer. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Other bantamweight championship was on the line. Cameron Smotherman defeated Tony Toro. That was a fun fight. That was a fun fight. Back and forth. Both guys rocked each other. But Cameron ended up with a big right hand in the second round, dropped Toro, and a little controversy. He ran over and he kicked him in the head while he was on the ground. But I don't think Jeff saw it. I think Jeff was running in to stop it. But no one complained. Like, no one complained about it. But shout out to Jeremiah Chambers there at JJ Productions, your number one spot for video needs and highlights. I don't know. I'm not very good at commercials. So I don't know what his email address is. jjproductions.com. So he got the video of like Cameron running over there and I guess kicked him right in the head, man. To be fair, Tony was pretty much out at that point anyway. But hey, look, man, anything that doesn't get called is legal. You know what I'm saying?
That reminds me of who's it? Daniel Delgado.
Remember,
he knocked the dude out and then ran over and kicked him in the head.
He went full Shogun on that one. Like that was early Fury. That was like Cage Combat 2 or something like that. Yeah, and he ran across. Domed.
It was already out.
Domed, like he woke him up with the kick. Like it was so bad. It was so awesome. Every one of us who's like ever been involved or loved Pride was like, yeah, well, like, it was great until you realized
Texas was like, no.
Yeah, until you realized he lost the fight because of that. Hang on, I gotta sneeze, man. Let me see if I can get this sweet. Let me pause my mic. Nothing. Didn't come out. I tried to. You never tried to get air up in there and then blow it back out? Force it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Hey, but shout out. Great job by Cameron Smotherman. I don't think he'll stay amateur too much longer, 135 pounds. That was his 4th fight. Got that title belt. I think you'd look to see him move up. He's only 19 or 20 years old too, man. Somewhere in that range. Christian Kotnik won the strawweight championship against Madison Woods. 3-round decision fight. This was interesting as first of all, I don't think I've received more hate texts and emails than I have from the family of Madison Wood after this fight. Our Instagrams, our Facebooks, and let's be clear here. Let's go into a little bit of a thing. So Sijin, you're a knowledgeable person of MMA.
Yeah.
So, do you know what the hiring process for Fury is when we hire our judges?
It involves oil checks, you have to decide, or they show you a bunch of shapes.
Right,
and you have to know what the shapes are.
Okay. So we don't hire judges.
No, we don't.
Do we hire refs?
No.
Do we train them?
No.
We don't train them. We don't train the judges.
That's all the job of the state.
Wow.
Who then assigns randomly judges and refs for each event.
I got messages, and I won't call out the individual person, but we'll say it was family members, threatening, like, first of all, we're garbage. Our judges that we picked are garbage. I'm like, we don't pick garbage. We don't pick them. I don't know what to tell you. And they were gonna call the banditos on us. Yeah, everyone was gonna know. I don't understand the logic of your relative is fighting on the best local promotion, regional promotion, one of the best you can get in the nation. Yes, you lost a decision. So you threaten and upset the promoters? Like, what are you doing? Like, be upset with the right people. And secondly, we all know MMA judging is terrible. You literally cannot let it go to the judges because you have zero clue what they have been watching or if they have even been watching the fight.
I'm not going to name names, but yes.
So first off, learn who does what if you're going to get involved in a sport this deep, and if you're going to take the time to compose multiple messages. Maybe just get some knowledge before you reach out there with terrible threats and just dumb statements. But
all that's going to do is just not want the promoter to give her another fight.
It doesn't make me want to work with her. I'm sure Eric doesn't at this point, doesn't want to work with her, and it's got nothing to do with her. She never said one bad thing. But out to the fight itself, it was a close fight, man. Kristen seemed to be at a little bit of a disadvantage on the feet. Madison Wood striking was nice.
But I did not expect that going into the fight. I would expect Kristen to be more confident on the feet, or at least just pressuring her and just overwhelming her.
Well, that was her game plan. The pressure was there. A lot of up against the cage grappling, a lot of clinch work, and both fighters had their moments. Madison dropped Kristen in the second round with a spinning back fist that really busted her eye open. All that damage you see on Kristen's eye, you've seen later, that all came from one shot. And that was a sweet swinging back fist. Now, to be fair, as soon as Kristen hit the ground, she almost armbars Madison, like right away, rolls straight into an armbar and almost finishes it. Now, Madison had almost finished the submission earlier in the fight. But when you break down the rules and the criteria for scoring the way it's set up now, Kristen held the pressure, controlled the cage more. And I'm not upset with the decision. I didn't see it for Madison. I could have saw a draw. Like it wasn't, but then again, even as a draw, it wasn't that close. I thought Kristen did what she was supposed to do and won that fight. But please, if you're going to be upset at the right people. I don't want to hear your messages. That's why I blocked you on Facebook in the first place. Let's see. Lalo Balderas defeated Jaref Sanchez. Shout out to Lalo Balderas. I want to say he's 36, 37 years old, making his amateur debut.
Nice.
Yeah, great job getting out there, bringing out the retirees and letting them fight a little bit. Him and now, I mean, he's
say bring out the retirees,
huh?
Say retirees.
Yeah, like Reggie and them.
They're a little bit older.
Okay. Well, they'd be older than Lalo,
like yourself.
Sure. Well, first of all, shout out to Jaref Sanchez, man, from the shadows of Pasadena. Guy does not train at a gym, trains in his garage. I want to say his nickname was like the Mullet Madman or something. It was something to do with the mullet. Yeah, sweet mullet. Yeah, great mullet. He lives in Pearland, and the kid's got personality. I'll tell you that. Like, he's got personality. He did some fun videos on Facebook for his first fight I saw. And man, he doesn't quite have the skill set to be an amateur fighter yet.
Does he have a skill set? Oh, he fought Zach Lowry before.
Yeah. Does he have a skill set? I don't know. He's got heart.
Between him and that one kid, Jonathan Davis fought that had his hands down and got the head kick knockout. Who has more skill?
That kid. Jareff's just wild throwing stuff around. Jareff looked like he would have been the best fighter at the rodeo that day. Yeah, but with his heart and his desire to want to do it, if he was to get into a real gym, I think he could improve. I think he could actually have a decent little amateur career, but he's gonna get hurt at his current place. You gotta be careful, man. Like just go to a gym. Go to any gym, it doesn't matter. 9 rounds, title, whatever. Go to one of these cardio kickboxing places.
I mean, there's some other gyms in Pearland.
There's some great gyms in Pearland. He needs to get into one of them. Again, great guy. Like every time I talk to him, dude, he was the first guy to get his medicals done, first guy to get all of his paperwork in, first guy, like literally has everything done, does everything you'd want him to do, and then the bell rings. But again, great guy, man. Joshua Thwong, I've messed this dude's name up 30 times. Defeated Luke Guillen. Fun fight, man. I want to say he's the first guy to come out of Sons of Silverback is Scotty Juarez, and those guys have come out, and for those who don't know, they were sons of Tony Orozco, RIP, great coach, great guy, and they have resurrected the Silverback name to Sons of Silverback, and it was cool, man. They got this guy, came out, Joshua looked great, head kick to a TKO. So awesome to see those guys come out there. Quick Tony Orozco story. One of my favorite memories of Tony Orozco actually involves you. And so we're at the Arena Theater, and you are fighting John Bala. And this fight couldn't have went worse for all of us. We had Raul in the corner for whatever reason, the Ziploc bag. He had ice in. The first time we ever used Ziploc.
First off, you provided him a Ziploc bag.
Right. Right. This is our first time doing it that way too. We had never done it that way. And for whatever reason, it didn't get zipped. I'm not naming names. I'm not saying who was responsible for that. And so first round, it falls. It's everywhere. I mean, there's ice everywhere. And we get that fixed. And Tony, is yelling out to me to yell stuff to you. And I'm pretty sure he's yelling it to you while he's in there. And second round ends. And you're standing in there getting ready to go again. We've done all of our stuff. And we had just talked about, hey, you lost the first round. The second round was actually really close. I think you might have won the second round. But this third round, this dude's tired. Let's work his body early and get him down. And Tony yells out, "Go to the body, Sijin, go to the body." And 2 seconds later, you kick that dude in the nuts with one of the hardest.
To be fair.
Yeah.
He was a southpaw.
Yeah.
And I was aiming for the body, but he walked in.
Dude, it was one of the loudest nut shots I've ever heard.
I thought he wasn't going to get back up.
I didn't think anybody was going to get back up.
I think he was on the ground for like 6 minutes.
And Tony yelled out after you connected. He goes, "Good job, Sijin. Not that part of the body, though." and I was dying laughing, like trying to be serious in this moment. And at the same time, I'm like looking at him and I'm dying laughing. Absolutely love that dude. So yeah, man, Fury FC 43. It was the first fight back in Texas since COVID. It was a pain in the butt to put on. I can tell you that now, man. Shout out to Eric Garcia. The hurdles and challenges that we had for this fight was unreal. Everybody needed COVID tests, multiple COVID tests. You needed hotel stays. We had to shuttle people. You couldn't ride with your coach. I mean, you couldn't ride without your coach. Your coach had to be there. So it was coaches and staff and everyone had to sleep in a hotel the night before.
And it seemed like, from what I was gathering, like TDLR was just making up stuff like on the day of instead of like having
some of it
everything set out beforehand.
Yeah, some of it. They were changing stuff up. It was not easy, but we got it done. And the show itself was great. There's another in January. There's another promotion. I want to say in Dallas putting on a show. I'll be interested to see how that goes because
I don't know what promotion it is.
It's a newer promotion. I don't know. It's a kickboxing and MMA show. So you know how well those go. I think I'm interested.
Yeah, because so far it's been either like really big boxing events.
Yeah.
And then Fury.
Yeah, so. I don't know what other MMA promotion in Texas can actually afford to do a show right now. It's so expensive. When you're adding on, let's say you're adding on $15,000 to $20,000 of extra expenses than you've ever had. Like we've had to do COVID test and multiple hotel stays for everybody. I needed 50 something rooms on Thursday, man. So I don't know who can afford to do it right now. So we're shooting for February. Hopefully, like into February, I think you'll see another Fury come out. Maybe see some fun announcements regarding where you can catch and watch Fury and Submission Hunter Pro coming up pretty soon. So overall, it was a great card, man. It was cool to see the return of MMA here to Texas. And be pretty interesting, man. Tonight's fight, speaking of Texas MMA, got some connections to Texas MMA here. UFC, what is this? Is this Fight Night? Now they just name them the people. Fight Night Thompson versus Neal. Remember when they got up to like Fight Night 390?
Like, okay. We just had UFC 256.
Yeah.
Which isn't really UFC 56 if you think about it. There's really a ton of other ones, but
yeah, true. Well, that's like some of the records too. They're like, first fighter to win 3 fights, and I'm like, horse race did that in one night. Like, what are you talking about? Main event: Stephen Thompson taking on Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal, former Fury Amateur Series champion, defeated Levi West back in 08, 09, maybe 2010. I don't remember when that was. I think it was probably 2010 because I think Eric didn't start cage combat to 2010. So Jeff Neal, former champion, taking on Stephen Thompson. What do you think about this fight, man?
I think it's a big step up for Neal. I think Neal hasn't fought anyone like Stephen, and Neal's style's kind of tailor-made for how Thompson fights.
Yep.
So, yeah, and even you think about it, look at Stephen's last couple of fights. I mean, the Till fight, I kind of thought he won that. The Pettis fight, he was winning that until he got caught. So he's like one of the elite guys at welterweight.
Do you feel like he's lost a step yet?
Not really. I don't really think he has. I think he's actually kind of better than what he was. Maybe he's a little bit slower, but I mean, if you look at his early fights compared to the Thompson now, I mean, I don't see too many people giving Thompson problems.
Yeah.
Now Neal, I mean, he goes from Mike Perry to Stephen Thompson, so that's a huge jump. And this is also his first fight since the whole health scare he had, right?
Yeah, it was like a cardiac issue or something like that. And he was checking his pulse every time he was training and stuff like that. I mean, talking about something additional to deal with.
It'll be interesting to see how that goes.
I got to pick Jeff Neal here, just out of.
You think he can catch him?
Love for Fortis MMA. I don't know. Jeff's a southpaw, and traditionally right-hand guys have given Stephen more problems. You look back to the Woodley fights, but Jeff doesn't have the skill set of a Tyron Woodley to cause some of their fear. Problem with Thompson, you look at Stephen Thompson, he either forces you to fight his game or you lose. Like there's been to it, man. Like you either get in there and try to figure out how to play his game, or you get frustrated and you run at him and you lose. Like he beats you if you run at him. So I think Jeff Neal is faster than what people are giving him credit for. He's obviously very powerful, very, very well-rounded. And I think Jeff's going to figure it out. I think the first round will be rough. I think after maybe the first 2 rounds, I think he will start to, maybe be able to cut the cage off a little bit. So I'm going to go with Jeff Neal.
Do you think he's going to try to take Thompson to the ground?
No. I think he's going to beat him standing.
And catch him.
Yeah. I think he will. I don't know how, but I think he connects with a left hand somewhere and finds that range. But those first 2 rounds are going to be brutal, man. Trying to figure out the puzzle of Stephen Thompson is just, we talked about the Machida era. Machida was great from that run he had, but Thompson's reign as like one of the top guys has been much longer. And I think he's the better karate style. He's the best karate style striker we've ever seen. I can't think of another guy who's better than him. There were some who were close, but I think he'd be number 1 for me. Also in the card, Jose Aldo taking on Marlon Vera. Who you got in this fight?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Jose Aldo. I think Aldo wins the first round, probably wins the second round, and then he slows down, and Vera probably win the last round. But it's a matter of can he finish Aldo in the third round.
WEC never dies, taking Jose Aldo in this fight. Michael Pierre taking on Chaos Williams. I got no clue with this fight, man.
I'm gonna go with Pereira.
Okay.
I think Chaos is 2 wins in the UFC. Both guys, Morano and Al Hassan.
Yeah.
They kind of come straight at you. So it's kind of tailor-made.
Right.
For Williams to like catch you with something. Pereira is just weird and wild. It comes from different angles. So
I think if he fights the way he fought his last fight, Pereira, where he was a little bit more, you're still wild.
Yeah.
A little bit more controlled and actually maintained his gas tank the whole way through. I think he wins this fight.
Yeah. I think he's had more fights and fought
I'd agree.
Some pretty good guys. So I just think.
Marlon Moraes and Rob Font. Take Moraes.
Yeah. I mean, I like Font, but he's been a little bit inconsistent lately. Yeah. I think this is the first time he's had at least two straight wins since 2014.
Jeez.
So
Jillian Robertson, Talia Santos. I guess Jillian Robertson. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so.
These two. Let's move on. Marcin Tybura and Greg Hardy.
I think Tybura. I think he just takes him down and smothers him. As long as he doesn't get overwhelmed on the feet, I just think he just smothers.
Is Tybura the guy that
he's fought better guys?
Derek Lewis for a while, and then Derek Lewis knocked him out toward the end. That was in Austin. Yeah. We were at that fight.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, you were at that fight, right?
Yeah, in Austin. Yeah,
I don't remember. Greg Hardy. I don't know what to think about him. He is. I
mean, he's physically talented.
He's the best athlete in the UFC.
I think the problem with Hardy is he's too physically talented.
Yeah.
So he gets moved up quickly, and then he fights guys that actually have a lot more skill. And then that's where it's like, oh crap, I don't have the skill to compete with these guys. Even though I'm physically superior, you can't put him against really lower class competition because he's just going to smoke them because he's just so physically talented. It's kind of like a gift and a curse.
Well, I mean, if you remember, he fought Alexander Volkov on just a few days' notice and went to decision with Volkov. Yeah. I was surprised by that. I think more people dislike Hardy because of his past, clearly. He has a story that doesn't bode well. Generally, if you've done something with kids or you've had domestic violence, it's almost an unforgivable crime.
I think it kind of depends because I feel like it seems like some people get a pass.
It's weird.
I feel like I feel like if you've already built up like a history or a fan base and then it happens, people tend to overlook it. Whereas, suppose if you come in with it already,
I don't know, man. Like the guy has been. When I talked to him, he was awesome, super nice guy, super respectful. Mm-hmm. When his coaches have had nothing but great things to say about him. But as a person, if you remember him and Juan Adams used to go at each other so much, getting ready for that fight. Mm-hmm. And while no, I do not appreciate whether he was found guilty or whatever it was, he was involved in a situation that got him to have charges of this domestic type stuff come up against him. And that's one of the things that's really hard for me to ever forgive people for. But also, no one would move forward if we don't forgive like people and just like let them have. Well, what's he supposed to do? Never work again?
Yeah.
I mean, he is a professional athlete. He has to go out there and perform. So I think at some point, everyone has to get over the, I hate to use that term, like get over we got to get past it at some point and let this person, just this person, earn a living and move forward in their life. I might get a little bit of hate for that, but that's okay. I don't mind.
You're a terrible person.
I am. Also on the card, the main event of the prelims, Anthony Pettis taking on Alex Morano. Shout out to Alex. I actually got to hang out with him this week a little bit as we were flying out. Him and Matt Wald were on the same flight as Eric and I as we went out to Vegas. And man, he looks good, confident, ready to go. Biggest step up in his career, taking on, former champion Anthony Pettis. Now they're at 170 pounds. Talk about two different styles, the fluid combinations of Anthony Pettis, the great kicks versus just the brutal walk forward, destroyer onslaught of Alex Morano. Who do you got in this fight?
I want to pick Alex, but I just see Anthony being too much. I see Alex being a little too wild and Anthony being more precise, catching him in between.
Yeah.
I think Morano probably wins the first round, but then I feel like maybe Anthony might get him in the second. Although I kind of feel like if it goes in the later rounds, like Pettis tends to tire out. So
he does.
I just see Alex being too wild and Anthony being too precise.
I think
catching him in between combinations.
I think Alex wins this fight. I think he's going to I think it's going to be a decision. I don't know if he finishes Pettis. Pettis really doesn't get finished that often. So, yeah, I'm going to take Alex Morano TKO in the second round. Yeah.
What leads you to that?
I got faith in Morano, man. That kid's been around for such a long time. I think he's coming into a good groove. And what's his last few fights? I think he's only lost one of his last couple of fights, right? Like he lost to Chaos Williams, and before that he had won 1, 2, 3 straight. So he's won 4 out of his last 5 in the UFC. I think he's just in a good spot right now. So and I think Alex is.
He's already had 2 fights this year.
Yeah. I think he's severely underrated as a fighter. So I'm taking Alex Morano, man. Yeah, I think he gets it done. Let's see here. Also in the car, we're gonna go through these last ones pretty quickly here. Sijara Eubanks, Pani Kinzad. I'm gonna go Sijara. Who you got?
I kind of want to go with Pani.
Okay.
I feel like Sijara's more up and down.
Duran Win and Antonio Arroyo. Got to go with Duran Win.
I go Duran Win too. Yeah.
He's fighting at 195 pounds, and he's got to be 3 foot tall. I could be close.
Jillian Robertson, Tyler Santos.
We already did that one. Tafon Ninchuiki and Jamie Pickett. Jamie Pickett. Jimmy Flick and Cody Durden. Jimmy Flick by submission. Whatever submission he figures
strangle.
Yeah. Christos Giagos taking on Carlton Minus. I didn't know the wrestler guy from War is fighting in the UFC.
I don't think that's him.
Is that not? Is
I
sure?
don't know.
Yeah,
same I don't think he's had 20
Christos,
something.
Coach Stos. That's not him.
No, that's not Stos.
Are you sure?
No. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick this guy because I think it's Coach Stos and I think he's gonna wrestle the guy down.
Seems like he took this on short notice.
I don't know who Christos Giagos is.
I don't know either.
What's he got? He's 17-8 fighting out of Black House. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, cool. Congratulations for that. Hey, before we get any further, I want to give a shout out to two of our sponsors real quick. 40 Thieves Clothing. You can check them out at 40thievesclothing.com. My favorite brand for shorts, awesome rash guards as well. And then also go by and check out our friends at Nerd Rope Edibles. Just some fun stuff for you to check out online. They are at Nikki's, NIKKIS _MEDIBLES _ on Instagram. Check out some fun stuff, man. Let's see here. Did you watch Golovkin last night?
No, by the time I got home, it was already over. I saw some of the highlights, but He looked good, but I don't know if the opponent he fought was
Garbage.
no, he was garbage.
Yeah, dude, he knocked the guy down 4 times. And at no point was he in danger. But also, Golovkin's 39.
Is he?
Yeah, dude, he's got to be like 39 years old. He's at the end. Do you think we'll get a Canelo trilogy fight?
I don't know. I feel like that's more. It'd be better for Triple G than it would be for Canelo. I think Canelo, he doesn't need Triple G, and I think Triple G needs Canelo for like another big payday.
Yeah,
which is kind of sad because I feel like Triple G's career was kind of like his prime was kind of wasted.
But. Oh, it was 100% wasted. Like there was so many people that ducked that guy for years.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about a chin. I don't know if I've seen a better chin. Like that dude and his style, he just eats everything to get back at you. So we'll see. I don't think it happens. But tonight we also got Canelo taking on Callum Smith. I mean, Callum Smith is good.
He's good. He's long.
Is he is he ready for Canelo?
Don't know.
You know, if Canelo doesn't take that Mayweather fight early in his career, he's undefeated right now.
Yeah.
Like, and not close. He really wins his last close fight.
Oh,
Triple G. I guess the
draw with Triple G, but there was also someone else, Cuban.
Mark Cuban?
Wow. There's Landy Lara. I thought he kind of lost that fight.
I don't know. To me, he's the number 2 pound for pound fighter on the planet right now. I think you have to give I give it to the Gypsy King. To a heavyweight to move like that, come on, are you kidding me? Like that dude's insane. But yeah, Canelo, Callum. I'm assuming you're taking Canelo.
Yeah.
Some other news before we get out of here, real quick. Corey Sandhagen and Frankie Edgar's been rebooked for February.
Woo!
Man, Woo! At some point, Frankie Edgar has to stop fighting. Not just in general, but he has to stop fighting the top guys. He gets thrown more young lions than I think anyone I've ever. Remember Yair Rodriguez. Let's throw him in there with Frankie. Come on, man. Brian Ortega. Let's throw him in there with Frankie. Speaking of that fight, I think Corey Sandhagen takes that. That kid's pretty impressive. They also announced Volkan and Brian Ortega. That the fight does not get you excited, does it?
Yeah, I don't know why. Even though Volkan's really good, he's just I guess because his style's more about nullifying other people, that it kind of makes you like, meh.
Have you been watching the whole Jake Paul like troll job against Conor?
I saw a little bit of it. I'm like, I don't really care. I mean, he brings in money, so
I'm okay with it. Like,
yeah, because you like that stuff.
Yeah, but it's bringing more people are talking about boxing right now than when's the last time people were talking as much about boxing? Like maybe the first time Wilder fought Fury.
Yeah, anytime there's like one big fight, but other than that, no one really talks about it.
The Jake Paul has some skills. You can see he actually has some talent. He's not going to beat any real boxer.
I mean, he's like trying to fight like elite fighters when it's like, no, he should kind of build up. He's young, like 22?
Yeah. Did you see DC talking about he thinks he would beat Dylan Dennis?
Oh yeah, because Dylan Dennis has no stand up.
None. So like,
and also he's also a lot bigger than these guys. He's calling out guys like 4 weight classes below him.
No, that's his brother. Logan's in the uppers. He's in the 60s or 70s, I thought.
Logan or Jake?
Yeah, Logan.
Jake Logan's like 180, 190. Yeah, but he's still like 160, 170.
Yeah, okay. Well, whatever.
Calling out welterweights.
I
don't know welterweights, calling out featherweights.
It's fun. I don't mind seeing some of the garbage. He's a great troll. I had no clue those guys were so famous. Did you know much about those guys?
No, I don't watch. I mean, they're like famous with like teenagers.
That's not my my like
time
frame of. It's not what?
It's not our wheelhouse.
No, not at all, man.
The thing
Not
I
at all.
remember about them was when they were in Japan and they went to visit some like forest that was like famous
Right.
for people in Japan
Like people killing
hanging
themselves or something, right? Yeah.
And they went there and they found a dead body, which, you know, it was bound to happen. But the fact that they released that episode and showed the body is what pissed off a lot of people.
Doesn't seem to have affected them too much. They're both rich as all hell.
Yeah,
famous
they're stupidly rich. And I'm like, how? Like, how?
All of YouTube. God, you think we'd be funnier, but we're not. So young people do not care. Hey, also before we get out of here, Garcia Promotions, GarciaPromotions.com, January the 9th, Submission Hunter Pro number 64. Do we have anybody on that card? Christian Lira, return of Christian Lira. I guess January 9th. Also
the debut of Josh Alma.
Well, that'll actually be at the AGOG. Is it AGOGE?
Oh, yeah, that's right. The week before.
Is it AGOGE?
AGOG.
Man, I wish I knew for sure.
This
will be over at the Dark Side with Victor Poses. I want to say this is the 4th or 5th one he's done. These are fun little tournaments. You sign up beforehand, you come in. If you're a white belt, you're getting at it with these weight classes. Blue belts will be on Sunday. Shout out to Victor, man. Fun stuff. Go on to his Instagram. I think it's Dark Side Victor, something like that on Instagram. Let him know you want to compete in it. A bunch of schools are competing. We're going to have 5 or 6 guys competing at that event. So that'll be super fun. Anything else, man, you want to bring up?
No.
Yeah, nothing.
I got nothing.
Nothing. What you doing for Christmas?
Just spending time with my family.
What'd you get me?
What I get you?
Yeah.
I already gave it to Sam.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think you'll like it. I think you might want what I gave to Sam, but it probably won't fit you. So
that's true. So
hey, you're like,
where can the listeners
What'd you get me?
Find you?
What did you get me?
Oh yeah. Sam's got to go shopping for that today. I don't know. I'm not allowed to buy gifts.
Wow.
Just everyone will get like a can of ham. I think that's
I don't mind a can of ham.
Thank you.
Don't give me Spam.
No, just canned ham, like the honey hams.
Oh, yeah. Give me that.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I told Sam, dude, I want some fried chicken.
I want some fried chicken?
Like, remember we used to get that? Was it Punk's or Paul's? Where's that place we went? Used to get fried chicken?
Oh, yeah, it was Paul's.
It sounds so
good. No, it
wasn't
Paul's. It was...
I thought it was like Paul's.
Maybe it was Paul's. I'm thinking of some other
buffet, remember?
But yeah, we're like right behind where Twin Peaks is.
Yep.
On Kirby.
Yep. We got to get together and do a food episode soon.
You got to.
Yeah, I'm down. We're gonna go grab Christian Sutton and head over to like Blood Brothers Barbecue or something.
Yeah, he keeps posting that, and I'm like, I want to go, but
I went and got some sides from there. Delicious. So
you didn't get like the actual barbecue? Just
no. I wasn't
dieting?
hungry. Huh?
You were dieting?
Dieting? No. Hey, where can all the listeners find you at?
You can find me at Dirty Aladdin, either Dirty _ Aladdin or just no _ I don't know which one is which on Twitter or Instagram.
Guys, you can find me at Show Enough Stuff on all those platforms. I rarely post on anything but Instagram anyway. So follow us there. The show will go up, iTunes, all that good stuff. Make sure to leave us a review. 5 stars, please. Don't toss out random 4-star reviews. We're better than that. I mean, look at our crew back here. So we Sijin's in space. Come on, this is high class entertainment here. Make sure you guys leave a review. Make sure you go to MikeTheTruth.com for all of your combat needs for news. Check them out today. You can check some old episodes of The Truth About Stuff. Maybe Mike and I'll get together soon and try to get some shows going. I get them schedules, man. It's hard with schedules these days. So hey, man, thanks for being available today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon, man.
All right, later.